All right, so as we always do, we start with the latest 49ers news and rumors. Today's going to be a little different, though, because later on in the show, we're going to get into a preview as well for Week 2 against the New York Jets. But as always, news and rumors first. What is going on with the 49ers? Let's start with some good news, right? We're going to start with the bad news. Let's start with the good news tonight. And how about the rookie wide receiver? He's supposed to start on Sunday after missing Week 1 with that hamstring injury. Kyle Shanahan is, quote, optimistic about him making his rookie debut on Sunday against the New York Jets. This is going to be interesting because not only will they get to see Brandon Aiyuk for the very first time, but they obviously signed Mohamed Sanu this week as well. So it will be Jimmy Garoppolo throwing to some new targets who, one, he's had time to work with in Aiyuk in training camp, and then two, the other one, Sanu, he has not had a lot of time to work with overall. But listen, I'm just excited. Every time you have a first-round draft pick actually make his first start, especially a skill player, a weapon first-round draft pick, where my eyes immediately go. Now, is Aiyuk going to pop off and have 10 catches for 150 yards like DeAndre Hopkins did against the 49ers this past week? Probably not. But he's going to be targeted. They're going to look to him, and the hope is that he's able to step up into a pretty serious wide receiver role right now. And with Deebo Samuel out till at least Week 4 in October against the Philadelphia Eagles, and a lot of people are expecting Brandon Aiyuk not only tomorrow to play well, but hopefully to play well for the remainder of the season. Now, why is this important? Because look what happened in Week 1. Kendrick Bourne, 5 targets, 2 catches, 34 yards. Trent Taylor, 5 targets, 2 catches, 7 yards. These guys were terrible, and they're basically the top 2 wide receivers that were available on Sunday with both Aiyuk, Mohamed Sanu, and Deebo Samuel out as well. They have got to get more production at the wide receiver position. I know that they were open. I know Jimmy Garoppolo missed some throws. You guys kept telling me that. But at the same time, these 2 guys have got to be better. So really, entering Week 2, here's your starting depth chart. I think Sanu and Aiyuk are 1 and 2. Now, will they play more snaps than Kendrick Bourne and Dante Pettis and Trent Taylor? Probably not. But are they the 2 guys that Jimmy Garoppolo will be looking to make big plays? Yeah. A big target threat. Aiyuk, a speed guy, well, can get behind defenses. Look for both of them to have an impact on Sunday, whether that's 2 catches or whether that's 20 catches. The hope is, again, they can fix the wide receiver spot at least temporarily here against the Jets. Who has a bigger impact on Sunday, Brandon Aiyuk or the newly signed Mohamed Sanu? Let me know right now in the comment section. Type BA for Brandon Aiyuk. Type MS for Mohamed Sanu. I want to hear from you guys down below right now in the comment section. I'm torn. Right? I kind of hope it's Aiyuk, but at the same time, I want to bet against Mohamed Sanu because him and Kyle Shanahan have had some pretty good luck together. I'm excited to see them back together for the first time since 2016. Speaking of betting, we had you guys covered. Have you been sitting on your couch craving to be able to bet on live sports? Well, guess what? Sports One are here. And our new partner, BetUS, has got you guys covered with a 125% deposit bonus whenever you put down $100 and use the promo code Niners125. So all you do, go down below to the little link you see right below me, chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Niners125, 125% deposit bonus, because guess what? They're playing the Jets, right? I know I told you to bet on the Cardinal game last week. And listen, I think everyone picked the 49ers to win in that game, but it's the Jets. The Niners are 7-point favorites. If the Niners lose to the Jets this week, we have serious, code red, DEFCON 1 situations going on right here. But guess what? They're not going to. Come on. It's the Jets. It's the Jets. They should be able to go ahead and win it. Again, promo code Niners125, chatsports.com/bet. Okay, before we see about 1 billion comments asking this exact question, I'm going to address it right now in news and rumors. Should the 49ers trade for a wide receiver? Thomas, Odell Beckham Jr., the trade rumors are swirling. Thomas, Allen Robinson, he wants out of Chicago. Should the Niners trade for either one of them? The answer is maybe, right? Because technically, wouldn't they be a massive improvement? Wouldn't Odell Beckham Jr. be better than Kendrick Bourne and Trent Taylor and even Mohamed Sanu? Yeah. Wouldn't Allen Robinson even probably be better than Deebo Samuel, or a great combination with Deebo Samuel? Yes. Don't the 49ers need some wide receiver help? Yes. But here's the deal. The odds of Odell Beckham Jr. actually being traded, the odds of Allen Robinson actually being traded to me are very, very slim. Plus, you got to give up a second-round draft pick, and you got to probably pay them big-time money. Now, OBJ is still on his second contract when he signed with the Browns when he was traded there, but Allen Robinson needs a new deal. So it's expensive, and let's be honest, has OBJ really lived up to the number 1 wide receiver mantra that you see the Julio Joneses, the Andre Hopkins, the formerly the Antonio Browns of the world actually do week in and week out? Not really. Ever since he got to Cleveland, I know it's Cleveland, he has not necessarily been a true number 1 target. Now, again, we'll show the stats here in a second. You see him right there. 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2018 is not bad, But let's compare that to Julio Jones, or think about even this year versus DeAndre Hopkins. Who would you rather have? Paying for a guy like Odell Beckham Jr. costs a lot. The same goes for a guy like Allen Robinson. I know Robinson is great. I know he was got 5 targets, 74 yards. He says he doesn't want out of Chicago, even though, I think we all understand he wants out of Chicago. I wouldn't be opposed to either of these guys being 49ers. But when you look at the stats and look at the money you got to go ahead and pay an Allen Robinson in the future, the Niners have a lot bigger problems in terms of future contracts upcoming. They're going to have to go ahead and deal with here in 2020. So here's the deal. Listen. Are these 2 wide receivers very, very good? Yes. Are they probably being shopped? Yes. I would argue right now, if a team offered the Bears a first-round draft pick for Allen Robinson, they would probably say yes. Maybe even a second-round draft pick. So they probably are available. But are the 49ers actually going to do this, and would this be the smart move? I'm just not sold on it just yet. Which one would you rather have, though? Because this is tough, right? OBJ is more talent, but Allen Robinson is less of a diva. So who would you rather have? You had to pick one. Type OBJ down below for Odell. Type Allen Robinson down below for AR. Speaking of which, OBJ plays tonight. OBJ has not had a 100-yard receiving game in his past 12 starts. Maybe the night against the Bengals? I don't know. Man, it's brutal. It's brutal. Is OBJ a number 1? I just don't see it. Now, listen. If they were to trade for him, I'd break it down. I'd give you the lowdown. That's what we do here. I break it down. Unbiased. Exactly what I think. Now, the Niners aren't controlling what I say here. I say whatever I want. And so if it were to happen, we'll have it all covered here. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that big red subscribe button and the notification bell as well. How about a good story? How about a fun, uplifting story? Daddy Mostert. Yes, Raheem Mostert's son is being born next week. And there was multiple stories in both The Athletic and I think there's another one in San Francisco talking about how Mostert has already talked with his wife, the mother of his son, and they have decided that he will play week 3 against the Giants, but he will miss the majority of practice next week to go to Cleveland to be there whenever his son is actually being born. So it's fun news overall for Mostert because I don't have any kids, but I'm sure that if you have kids, you understand how big of a deal this is overall. But I guess from a football strictly standpoint, it's really good news that he, yes, is going to miss practice time, but will not miss crucial game time on the road against the Giants. Listen, Mostert was really good week 1. Look at this, 56 yards rushing. I know a lot of the 95 yards receiving came on that one play, but still, he was very, very good in his 15 carries. I like to see him get the football just a little bit more, but it's fun to see Mostert talk about how, hey, listen, I'm going to be there, but I'm also going to be there for my son's birth at the same time. Here was Mostert when asked about it, said, quote, before their protocol was only one person was allowed to be in the room while my wife was giving birth, or anyone was giving birth. They made the exception for me because I'm taking these daily COVID tests. I'm doing everything I can to try and be back with my family. It's going to be more appealing to play the following Sunday against the Giants and dedicate that game to my son. So nice of the hospital to go ahead and let him go ahead and be there for his son's birth, because I can't imagine giving birth without your husband being by your side, just being alone in a hospital room. It's got to be tough. But also the fact he's going to go ahead and dedicate next week's game against the Giants to his son. I expect a big game from Raheem Mostert. If you have Raheem Mostert coming up in 2 weeks against the Giants, I'd probably start him, even though conventional wisdom says no. In your fantasy leagues, if he's going to dedicate to his newborn son, I think he's going to play very, very well. Thumbs up right now to congratulate Raheem Mostert on having a kid. Again, I don't have a kid, so I don't really know the feeling of having a child. But at the same time, it's exciting, right? Overall, drop a like right now for Raheem Mostert having a kid.